Hello, beautiful, lovely, and welcome back to the Black Queer Witch podcast. I just want to make a quick disclaimer. This episode today is about closed practices. We touch on subjects of race. We also talk on subjects of discrimination and racism in this episode. So if you feel like that's something that you can't handle right now, skip past the episode and then come back to it when you're ready to hear the messages. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the episode. Mwah.
Hey everybody, I want to tell you about this app called Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast and it's free. They have so many creation tools so that you can record and you can edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast to so many platforms. And you don't need a minimum listenership to start making some money with a sponsorship. So go download Anchor right now because I know you got some special stuff to talk about. Period. Hello, beautiful, lovely, and thank you for listening to the Black Queer Witch podcast. I love you so much and I'm so grateful for you. You're amazing. I wanted to hop on here real quick and I wanted to talk about Moonchild's Remedy and Tarot, my personal business. In this business, my mission is to help you, to be that guide, to be that person by your side as you guide through this spiritual world. I offer tarot card readings, energy readings. I also offer beauty supply products, and I also offer deity work to those who need it. I just love you guys, and I love to make people recognize that they are beautiful and that self-care is so important and so vital to us, and that nothing can grow and be prosperous without us first. Period. So if you want to check out the business, you already know what to do. The link is in the description box below. Check it out. Click the link. Click the link. Click the link. What are you waiting for? Click the link. Come on now. If you're still listening to this, why haven't you clicked that link? Go click the link. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Hello.
Hello, beautiful, lovely. Okay. Hey, everybody, to the Black. Hold on, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, welcome to the Black Queer Witch podcast. Yeah, everybody, this episode is going to be about closed practices. I know there is this stimulation or whatever the fuck it is about closed practices and people using closed practices, but we're going to talk about it motherfucking today because I'm sick of the bullshit. I'm sick of the fucking bullshit.
Let's just speak on this because we come from two cultural backgrounds of closed practices that are constantly being appropriated. From, hoodoo and conjure to my Native American practices. And you see everybody who's not initiated claiming they can do it because we don't know who they were in a past life.
Baby, that's their favorite motherfucking line. That is their favorite motherfucking line. I was a Native American princess in the past life. I was an Indian chief. Yeah, we don't give a fuck who you was in the past life. In this life, you are Asian. And you're not allowed to certain practices. You're a Caucasian, you're Indian, whatever the fuck the case may be. You are not allowed to certain practices, period.
If you truly believe that you are meant to be in this practice, you seek out a fucking elder and a priest and you get a reading from them. And they will tell you if you are accepted by those spirits or not. And if you are not, it is not your fucking practice.
It definitely isn't. So let me tell y'all what happened to me. So I'm in this Facebook group it's about like green witchcraft or whatever the case may be. And the girl posted this long ass paragraph, which I did not read to the fullest because I read the first 5 sentences and I was like, this is a bunch of bullshit. she was basically saying that she was mad that she was being told practices she could use certain cards in her magic or whatever the case may be. And I was basically telling her like, my first comment, because I was reading comments while I was before I had even commented. But my first comment was basically just saying like, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You are entitled to your fucking practice, to your fucking craft. You can do whatever you want to do in this craft, but that does not mean you have the right. Does not mean you have the authority, and that does not mean you have the power to do certain things, regardless if that's what you want to do. That's what you feel like you're called to doing. At the end of the day, there's a lot of spirits out there that do not fuck with white folks. I'm sorry, babes. I'm sorry to put that out there for you to fucking see that, but that's the reality. There is a bunch of spirits that do not fuck with white people. And if you want to know why they don't fuck with white people, baby, all you need to do is open up a history book. The first chapter will tell you why.
Yep. And it's like, you know what? Like I said, there are white people that are accepted by the spirits and the people, but that takes initiation. That takes you coming with respect and being accepted. That takes you understanding what your ancestors did to our ancestors and making amends for it.
Exactly.
That is how you get accepted by these spirits that are not white, and it is rare, but I have seen it happen. One of my good friends is white, but she has grown up and was raised in the Native community. She has been accepted by her elders. She has been accepted by her medicine teachers. And she has been accepted by the spirits. And she has been gifted 2 pipes and has ran logic. It does happen, but not anybody can do it.
Exactly. And then it's like, she was talking about, she said something about honey and sage. And I don't know how many times that Native people have to tell white folks that they are not allowed to use white sage. It's used in rituals. And that it should only be used in rituals, and that it's supposed to be blessed by the elder of the tribe. I don't know how many times that they have to be told that, but it started to get ridiculous. And then she said something about honey, and I was telling her, it's not what you use, it's how you use it and what it's used for. I told her, I said, you can use honey in anything that you want to use honey in to sweeten up a spell. But a sweetening jar, a honey jar, that's a voodoo practice at the end of the day.
Very much that. There is a difference between using the herbs that grow from the earth than using the herbs that grow from the earth in a specific practice that is not open to you.
Exactly.
There is a difference between using herbs and using them in a ritual that is not for you.
And let me tell y'all, so I had... That was my first comment. I did like 3 fucking comments. So in the first comment, comment on the status, of course, they like, you're being racist. You know, white folks love to call everybody racist. They want black and brown people to be racist so fucking bad. And I was like, I'm not. And one girl called me racist. I was like, well, first of all, babe, I'm gonna need you to go look up the definition of racism first. That's what I'm gonna need you to go do first before you start calling somebody a racist. And I was like, second of all, babe, I can't be racist towards nobody white. I can discriminate against you, and I can have my feelings against you, but I cannot be racist towards you at all.
You can be, as a person of color, you can be prejudiced, but you cannot be racist towards white people, because racism has to do with systematic oppression. White people as a whole have never been systematically oppressed like Native Americans, Indigenous people, and other people of color.
And I don't know why they want to be so oppressed so badly. It's so weird. It's not fun. To anybody who's white listening to this, y'all probably already know this, but tell your friends, it's not fun. I know black people and brown people make it look like it's a Disney fucking movie because we try to do this to survive, but it's not fun, bags.
I just want to
watch people like you die in the street for fucking literally nothing, to every fucking day, to hear about it all the fucking time. It's very traumatizing. Y'all don't understand how traumatizing it is. And then on top of that, people always want to talk to you about it. So you always gotta have a fucking opinion on it. You always gotta stay up to date on some traumatizing ass shit. Like, it's just crazy. And then let me see what else. She had said some other shit. Oh, and another bitch hopped on there talking about, here go the race card or some shit she was seeing. And then what else? And then I told her she was mad at the fact that I had said that a lot of spirits don't like white people. And she was, oh, well, my spirits love me and this and that and the third. And I was like, I said, here y'all go. I said, y'all want black and brown people to be racist. I said, I can be prejudiced towards you, but I can't be racist towards you. And I was telling her that she was missing the whole point of what the fuck I had said, because she did. And she literally just twisted what I said to fit her narrative, what she did. And then I also had told her, she had wrote this long ass essay paragraph on the status that I did not fucking read. And she was she was basically just saying that her spirits love her and this and that and third. And I said, babe, I'm so happy that your spirits love you. I'm happy that they show you so much fucking favor, that they appreciate you and they want to be around you. But I said, not the same for every spirit and every deity, babes. Not the same. I said, I'm not trying to take your spiritual relationship away from you, because that's not the case. I'm just letting you know that you can't commune with every spirit just because you think you can. Yep. And that's very arrogant for you to even think that you can do that.
Because here's the thing, if we're going to talk about Afro and indigenous spirits, which spirits like that are going to want to work with a white person who does not respect or acknowledge the fact that they were raped, murdered, abused, enslaved, were a victim of genocide, the assimilation by white people? Those are generational wounds that have carried on to us. Regardless of what people say, our ancestors carry those wounds in the afterlife. Why would they want to work with you?
Why would they want to work with you?
That happened.
Why would they want to fucking work with you? What makes you think that they? What makes you think that you're okay to practice hoodoo practices? Hoodoo is not witchcraft on a fucking budget like a lot of y'all be trying to make it seem like. It is a literal fucking African American practice that incorporates a little Christianity, because my ancestors had to hide hoodoo from whiteness, y'all white ancestors, and it also incorporates a little Native Americans. And they also incorporates African traditional magic. There's nothing in there for white Caucasians. Nothing. You shouldn't even want to use it. And I know y'all be trying to use it to fit this narrative of ancestral practices, but I'm going to tell y'all this. White people have this long history of magic as well. Y'all have Celtic, y'all have the Druids, y'all have a bunch of folk magic in France, in Italy, all of this shit. Y'all have so much. Why the fuck are you constantly grasping onto things that are not yours? You already have that.
Especially when those magics, especially when those magics are just as powerful and they are open and it is their direct lineage. Why would you not follow that? That would be following your own ancestors, the pre-colonization ancestors. Why not go with that?
Exactly. Why not be with them? And then it was another comment. This one girl, she was like, oh, don't ask a question like this because the woke police don't get shit like that. And I basically was like, no, she should ask the question. I said, because it's very important. And she was basically saying like, oh, there's nothing but hate in these comments. And I said, no, babe, you're only seeing hate because that's what you want to see. There's no hate in these comments. People are just trying to inform you that these practices are very powerful. These practices are not to be trifled with. These practices can end your life if the spirits want your life to end. And people are trying to keep you safe and keep you in the shit that you're supposed to be in. Basically telling you to mind your fucking business. Telling you to mind your fucking business or whatever. And then she had got loud with me talking about, oh, if you're she was basically like, if you feel like that, then you need to go be with the other ego like motherfuckers. Talking about if your skin tone is so important to you, this and that and the third. And I told the bitch, I said, ma'am, I said, calm down, because You're up here. You need to calm the fuck down. Pipe all the way the fuck down. And I was like, it's not. I said, I'm not trying to stop you from doing what you're doing, but you need to chill the fuck out. Period.
And also, let's just keep it real for a minute. I love my fucking brown native skin, and I will be proud of it in this life and the next.
Period.
Regardless of what the fuck anyone says, this is my lineage, and this is who I am.
And this isn't an attack on white folks. It's an attack on white folks who feel like they can just hop into anybody's practices without being respectful, for one, without showing any type of concern for the spiritual practice. They just be doing whatever the fuck they think they can do and get away with. This is not an attack on whiteness at all, but whiteness does not have a space every fucking where. I know that's I know that's not good for a lot of y'all because y'all think that whiteness just rules the fucking world. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna snap you into the reality, bitch. I'm gonna get you about the matrix and get you into reality. It does not have a place everywhere. Your whiteness is not allowed in all spaces. Period.
Nope.
Regardless if you're not a racist white folk or not, your whiteness still does not have a home in every space.
But you know what? If you're not racist, but you stand by and don't correct your white brothers and sisters that are, that is still enabling their racism.
It definitely is. Because what did Martin Luther King say? He said this: if you quiet, you're basically with the oppressor. Yeah, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something like that.
And like I said, this like we said, this is not an attack on white people. My entire coven outside of me is made up of white people. But guess what? They educate themselves. If they find out something's not theirs to practice, they will stop practicing it. They go to what's for them. They practice Celtic magic, Norse magic. You know, I have a couple who work with the Fae. They stay away from what I've told them isn't theirs when we've talked about it. They've stayed away from hoodoo. They stopped using white smudge when they found out about it. They started using alternatives. They let me smudge them down.
And this isn't to say that you can't be interested in other practices, other cultures, because you very much can be. But it's all about being respectful. When a person of that culture asks you not to practice something that is theirs, you should say, okay. That's all that should be fucking said is, okay, what can I do differently then? Thank you for, first of all, what you need to be saying is, thank you for educating me because I was not educated. And what can I do differently to not be doing what I was doing before? Period.
That is
just
the
that
best
simple.
way to be an ally.
Just that simple. Like, I don't get why it's so hard for them.
Here's the thing: when I first started my spiritual path, I was not aware of a lot of this. You know, I studied and tried to practice hoodoo until I actually studied hoodoo, and I'm like, okay, you know, my people, my Native American ancestors, we shared our spiritualities together. When we met up in the South with our Afro brothers, we all shared our spiritualities. We shared our knowledge of herbs. That still doesn't mean hoodoo's mine to practice just because our ancestors shared that knowledge with one another.
Exactly.
I would still need to go to an elder of hoodoo, of anything else, if I wanted to be initiated, and I would have to get a reading and make sure I was accepted.
And I feel like all of us have done things that wasn't necessarily the right thing to do, because I did stuff like, I used to burn white sage. I used to buy white sage all the time. But once I was told by a native why I shouldn't be using white sage, I stopped using it. And even if a motherfucker told me that, to be honest with you, I don't feel like motherfuckers have to explain themselves. Actually, stop doing something, just stop doing it, period. Like, I don't feel like a motherfucker has to explain themselves at all.
If a bi-POC tells you that you are appropriating their culture, or you are doing something offensive, or you are continuing oppression, as a white person, it is not your place to tell them they are wrong for saying that.
Exactly.
Plain and simple. You know, you say, thank you for educating me. Help me understand more. How can I be an ally? How can I help? You know, how can we change this narrative and make things to be the way they're not?
Exactly. How can we stop the oppression? But these white folks be so
they want to
about. Yeah, about trying to be oppressed and then somebody trying to harm you in your practice and stopping you from what the fuck you're doing. And that's not the motherfucking case at all. So you can stop that motherfucking narrative.
Here's the thing too about closed practices that people understand. The books you see on mainstream about those practices don't even scratch the surface of what is there, because you never truly know anything about that practice or those spirits until you're initiated. You
First
learn
of all, this shit don't even be true.
Yep.
Let's dive into it, because a lot of shit about the Orishas and a lot of shit about hoodoo, a lot of them have white authors.
Yep.
And a lot of motherfuckers did not know. When you get a book, bitch, look up that author. Make sure that they're black. Make sure that they're who they're supposed to be. Because a lot of these people be just throwing shit together in a book so that they can have something to publish. Remember that. Remember that all information isn't always good information, and that you should always back up information and always make sure it has more than one source, babe.
Yep, and question everything. Because here's the thing. You got your hoodoo, you got your voodoo, you got the Santeras, you got all that. All of that is closed. You know nothing until you join those houses, until you get a teacher and a mentor in those spirits that show you.
Exactly.
No one on the outside knows what truly happens. And if you do some little spell you learned in a book from an author who wasn't initiated, there's a very high chance you're going to offend those spirits, and they are going to...
And you're going to get harmed. We're not telling you this shit out of from your craft, because I know that a lot of y'all think that we're trying to stop you from your fucking craft, and that's not the case. We're trying to protect you. We want you to be, we want you to be protected. We want you to be out here communing with the right spirits that are willing to fuck with you.
Because you know what I'm saying? What? There's white practices that mean you can't practice because they're not open. Traditional Irish practices are closed. They're passed down through familial bloodlines. There are Celtic practices that are open, yes. But there are also white practices that mean you can't practice either. So this isn't even just a race thing. It is a matter of being accepted by their spirits and understanding what that craft actually means.
Period. And understanding the people. And you really can't do that unless you're in the shoes of the people. That's how I feel.
Yep.
That's how I feel, babe. You can't. You don't truly know what they've been through until you're actually in those shoes.
Yep. Romani practices.
Bullshit.
Yep. Romani practices. The Romani people they call gypsies, which is actually a slur. Those are closed practices. That's a different type of magic, and if you get into that without knowing what you're doing, that's gonna fuck you up too.
It's just you gotta be respectful. When somebody asks you just not to do something, just not do it, babe. Nobody's trying to gatekeep y'all. They're gatekeeping y'all so motherfucking bad. We're trying to save your life. And like I tell people, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do,
but you know the spirits are also going to do whatever the fuck they want to do when you do what the fuck you want to do. And it becomes a game it becomes a very dangerous game of you can fuck around and fuck up. And trust me, it's going to be a game you're going to lose.
Trying to save you. All the stuff I'm trying to do is save you. Guys, we don't want you to be out here going through hell when you don't gotta go through hell because you want to do stuff that ain't none of your business.
When we say this isn't yours to practice, this isn't coming from a place of hurt, a place of hate. It's coming from a place of hurt and a place of love. It comes from a place of hurt because we are an oppressed people that have been through genocide, that have been through enslavement. And people say, oh, that was hundreds of years ago. No, the fuck it wasn't. Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King Jr. happened in fucking 50s and 60s. My people, the assimilation, killed the native, not the man in the boarding schools. I myself am only the second generation off from that. My grandfather was in a boarding school. He had his language and culture beaten out of him. So he didn't teach my parents, which in turn didn't allow me to learn my culture. We are only a few generations off from what our people went through. Those wounds are still fresh. They are still there.
What we're still going through, let's say what we're still going through, because that has not stopped. A black man was just killed not too long ago.
Yep.
The native people are still being oppressed. The land has still been taken from them. They are still on fucking reserves with little to no fucking resources. Living in fucking just random ass houses that you would consider as abandoned house. They got mice and rats and shit going through them. Like
Pine Ridge Reservation, they live in shacks made out of tarps, my love. Shacks
It's
made
still
out
fucking
of parts.
going.
Yeah,
The oppression is still there.
we still have our Latin brothers and sisters in cages on the fucking border.
Come on, it's still there. It ain't
Yep.
stopped. And
You
you
know,
gonna tell me that you can do whatever the fuck you want to and come in whatever crib you want to.
and you know what?
You know what, baby?
bring
Go
up.
ahead.
Let's even bring up our Asian brothers and sisters. They go through it too. A lot of
They
people don't know.
definitely do.
A lot of people don't know that during World War II, America had concentration camps too that they routed the Japanese
For
people.
the Japanese, they wasn't killing the Japanese like the Nazis was, but they still had them in internment camps, having them people work to fucking death, starving those fucking people. And
like I
not
said,
only was that, a lot of them were not even from Japan. A lot of them were American citizens. They just had Japan ancestry. Let's dive into
and they
that.
got thrown into concentration camps here in America, but a lot of history teachers don't tell you that. They only talk about what happened in Germany.
And then they don't even talk about everything that happened in Germany. They just talk about the Jews. They don't talk about the Romanis that were killed. They don't talk about the African people that were fucking killed. They don't talk about the disability, the gay, or any other people that the Nazis were actually
or people
killing.
who tried to save the Jews. Yeah, anybody who wasn't German got fucking killed and put in concentration camps.
So we're just trying to protect y'all. I'm tired of this. The whiteness thinking that it can just do whatever it wants to, whenever it wants to, and that's just not the case. And I'm gonna forever defend closed practices. I'm gonna forever tell your motherfucking ass that you cannot do it. I'm gonna forever, if I'm a gatekeeper, bitch, I am at the motherfucking gates at all times.
And here's the thing, it's not even our own closed practices we're defending. We are defending everyone else's. If I seen someone else who wasn't Irish trying to practice a traditional Irish practice that was passed down through the bloodline, they'd be told that's not theirs too. This is just a matter of those are spirits you don't fuck with, no matter. And it comes from all races, all over the world. There's closed practices. There's a lot of Asian practices that are closed, a lot of different Asian shamanisms. You know, the magic they have, the ancestral magic they have down in the Philippines. You know, a lot of Santeria, all of that is closed. Those are spirits you don't fuck with unless you are initiated and have been accepted by them.
Or you have that bloodline.
Yep. And even then, sometimes bloodline's not enough. You still have to go through the initiation process and be accepted.
Yep. Just like the Orishas, like a lot of people think that just because that you're like that your bloodline stretches back to Nigeria, that you're just automatically can just do Orisha work, and that's not the case. You have to be inducted into Orisha work. The Orishas have to choose you regardless. You could be of the people, you could be of the Yoruba tribe, but does not mean that you get to do Orisha work. That's not for everybody.
Yep. Of the people and for the people, and there's still a chance you might not be accepted, and that's just the truth to it. You know, these spirits select who they work with, who they choose as a vessel, as a champion, you know, as an educator.
Yep.
It is up to them. It is not up to us.
Yep. And we're trying to tell y'all that, but y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to hear. Y'all just think that we just bullshitting and we're going to keep bullshitting and stuff like that, but that's just not the case. So, yeah.
And what happens when these practices get disrespected? Because here's the thing. Sometimes it's not even the spirits that'll come after you. Sometimes it's the vessels here on earth that act on behalf of their spirits and ancestors that have been disrespected. And when that vengeance comes, it is bad. Especially when they are backed by the spirits that have been offended.
I'm trying to tell you. Y'all already know what happened. Y'all already seen this before. A lot of y'all know about that girl who saw Papa Legba, which she really didn't see Papa Legba.
From what I heard from, let's not get into that.
Yeah, from what I heard from voodoo practitioners, she saw, what is his?
Baron Samadi.
Yeah.
The gatekeeper of death.
She was trying to do voodoo practices on a black girl. Come on,
her black ex, her African American ex.
She already had went down the wrong path by trying to use voodoo practices. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna end up dead like that.
Let's dig into that one a little bit, because I am pro hex and pro curse, because everybody has the right to defend themselves.
Oh, they definitely do. I'm pro X too.
However, if you go around throwing shit unjustifiably, that's gonna bleed into your life or backfire completely on you. So now, let's say we also go up against someone who's divinely protected. If you're not prepared for that, it's gonna come back on you. So now, let's give them the fact you went up against someone that's divinely protected, using people's own practices against her. That is and probably unjustly is going after her to begin with. That is just a recipe for that is going to backfire on her who knows how badly. And it sure enough did. She saw the
and
bear.
it's just plain up fucking disrespectful.
2 days later and died.
It was dead like a doorknob.
Yep.
Well, I should have said that like that. That is so fucking bad.
But I mean, you know what?
But
I mean, it's still rest in peace to that poor girl. You know, she didn't fully understand what she was doing. But that's a testament to her. She did not know what she was doing, and she suffered consequences because of it. And unfortunately, they were fatal.
It cost her fucking life. You know, and that's what we're trying to get y'all to understand. Like, this shit can cost you your life. One mistake, one slight disrespect, it can be the end of you.
Yep. And a lot of those times, you know, once them spirits are offended, they sometimes won't accept your apology no matter what they do. Depending on what you offended, some of them aren't forgiving. Some of them you could lay out the most offerings, apologies, everything, and they will not accept it.
And they will not fuck with you. The spirits don't operate on the human way. They don't see right and wrong the same way that we see right and wrong.
They do not.
Just like how
they move on a different wavelength. Than we do. They do not have our moral compasses. They do not have our timelines. They move in a separate way. That's different from us and something we will never fully understand until we are in the spirit world with them.
Exactly. So
what?
I don't know.
What may seem like too much or something bad to us is completely justifiable by them, and that is not our intention to make.
Yep. Definitely. So the thing is, watch what the fuck you're doing. Watch what the fuck you're practicing. Be respectful. You can admire a culture, does not mean you have to practice it. And when somebody asks you not to do something in their culture, it's just the only thing that should be coming out your motherfucking mouth is okay. Nothing else. You should not be trying to argue with a bitch about their fucking culture. It's very disrespectful to try to argue with somebody about what is theirs. So yeah, definitely. That is the rant for today. Watch your back, because the spirits will attack.
Yep. And again, this wasn't an attack on white people. This is an attack on appropriation and disrespect to closed practices, which can be done by more than just white people. Unfortunately, the main people we see doing it are white people who don't understand and refuse to educate themselves.
Not only refuse to educate themselves, they don't want to educate themselves. They think that just not knowing is just okay, and that they're going to be forgiven just because they don't fucking know.
Yeah. And here's
I'm
the
forgiving,
thing.
but the spirits are not. I'm just going to put that out there.
Here's the thing. In the spirit world, ignorance is not bliss. Educate yourself.
Yep. Just like it is in America. If you don't know the laws, it's nobody's fault that you don't know the motherfucking law.
Yep.
So, just
and you don't get a pass.
You out here doing stuff.
Yep. You don't get a pass just because you don't know.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I've been holding that one too. It felt good to get out.
So I have really been like debating on if I wanted to do this episode because I didn't want to be disrespectful to people. But it needs to be said because it's too many y'all out here just doing whatever, and it's too dangerous. It's way too fucking dangerous to be just doing whatever and allowing people to do whatever.
Protect you. This is literally to protect you.
It's just too dangerous for y'all to just be out here do whatever the fuck you want to, whenever the fuck you want to, whoever the fuck you want to. This spirituality shit is not a game. It's not for play.
It's not loving. It's not loving, light, and safe. like a lot of New Agers will have you believe. It is down and dirty, it is nitty and gritty, and one wrong step can get you fucked up.
We'll get you dead, bitch. You'll be
And
dead, bitch.
And like sometimes by more than just the spirits.
You'll be dead, bitch. Oh, sorry about all this slang. I was grinding some herbs while we were talking, but anyways, yeah, be careful, bitches. Like for real, don't make me come after you, cause I will. Period.
And y'all don't want that.
Period. Definitely don't, cause I am a follower of Saul Mac, bitch. I get out of here real quickly. So that's just something that I am.
We pull up and fight too.
Pull up to your crib, bitch. 50 people deep, bitch. But that is the end of the rant for today. How are you been feeling, Jason?
I'm doing better after today, but I'm good.
Okay. The people wanted to know.
We'll have to have another tea time soon so we can talk about everything that's been going on that's led up to where we're at today with personal lives and shit. So
we definitely do, because the people have been asking about you. So
I'll be around some more.
I guess you could come back to the podcast.
You fucking better let me.
I guess the people want you to come, so I guess you can come.
I mean, I'm pretty legit with it, so I understand.
Oh, don't get cocky now.
What I do best.
But yes, that is the end of this episode, beautiful lovelies. I had to throw that in there. This was supposed to be just a fucking phone call between me and him, but I had to record this because somebody got to say it. Somebody got to say the tough shit that needs to be said. So,
and just know, regardless of our anger, we love you no matter what color, race, ethnicity you are. We still love you.
We definitely love you.
This was an attack on those who appropriate and disrespect cultures and refuse to learn. And if the shoe fits, lace that motherfucker up and wear it. But otherwise, don't take this personal, and we love you.
Period. Period. That is it. I will see you, beautiful lovelies, in the next one. I might just have Jason on for the next tea time. I haven't decided yet, but it's it's on my mind.
Ooh,
but I love you guys.
We can talk about my family trauma.
Oh, we can. That'll be so good. We can both talk about our experiences with our shitty ass family.
Because baby, we got a lot to unpack.
But yes, I will see you guys in the next one. I love you. Bye.
Bye. I love you.